I'm muted, but now I'm not any longer. How is everybody doing? Let's see. Let's see. Can everyone see and hear me okay? I'm going to turn on a light here real quick. Just so I've got a little more light, I realized maybe we need a little more light coming at you. There we go. That's a little bit better. It's great to see everybody. I've got my coffee in my Cafe du Monde cup. I hope someday to get back to New Orleans, land of my people, someday. Um, so it's a great day for a little cup of coffee. It looks like everybody's jumping on for this big announcement. A big hello over to Gita, and she says she has some visitors. It's great. I'm so glad that you've got your people around you, Drea. That's awesome. Janice is on her way, winging it to California as we speak, so she's not going to be on this broadcast. But I just wanted to jump in and say hello to everyone. Look, there's so many people here. It's great to have you all. So I know why you're here. Let me take a sip of coffee and tell you why you're here. Oh, and I'm not wearing, you know what? I'm not wearing any earrings. Let me put some on here. Let me just draw this out. You know, those irritating, I don't know, TikTok videos or whatever that where people talk about, oh, and I'm going to do this. And then finally, like 10 minutes later, they show it and it's not very exciting. Well, this is exciting. So let's get to it. So, as you know, beadshop.com is celebrating 40 years in business, right? And we have always had a physical location for those 40 years, whether it's a store or an office. So I'm going to put up this first slide that says exciting news. Beadshop.com is now going to go fully remote. I know, right? Let's let that sink in for a second. Fully remote. So, what does that mean? What does that mean, you ask? Well, I've got a series of slides that we're going to go through, and I'm going to tell you what all of that means. So that means that after 40 years of having a physical location with a store, like the old days, or an office, like right now, we've decided that the fulfillment segment of our business is now going to take place remotely. Okay, so that means that no more office, no more anything. There's going to be a third-party fulfillment center that is going to take care of us and you. So we'll all be remote, right? So let me go back to the banners here. Let me go back to them. So what's going to stay the same? Janice and me, Andrea, and Claire, who does all of our graphics, beautiful graphics and stuff, we're all going to work remotely. And mostly those three, Janice, Drea, and Claire, have been working remotely all this time. But I will now be fully remote in my new home with no commute. You guys, that's a game changer for me. Our current office staff, they're all going to move on to new opportunities, and we are going to miss them. It's going to be, it's quite a change. This was made as a real business decision. We really had to streamline. Right now, we will be having an office in this economic climate for a company that's our size just isn't economically feasible anymore. But the great thing about that is, I know there's questions coming through. Everybody relax. I'm going to get to all of those questions. What slide was I on? Was I on this one? I was on this one. So now what's going to stay the same? Some things are going to stay the same. Okay, right? You're still going to commute directly with Drea for any customer service issues at info@beadshop.com, like you always have. You're still going to see me broadcast live on Wednesday and Friday. My home studio is almost done. It's looking great. So soon you'll see me in there. You're still going to get top-notch products, projects. I said projects and projects. What I meant were projects and products that you are used to from Bead Shop. And our commitment to make your experience the best is never going to waver. Okay. So our third-party fulfillment team is a team that has bead experience, right? That's the beautiful thing. We had been kind of tossing this around like, well, what are we going to do? Expenses are so high, and, the pandemic was rough, and we're just a small company, and we just didn't know, frankly, to be honest, what to do, right? 40 years, we didn't want Bead Shop to end. And we were approached by a company that has fulfillment experience for bead companies, which was kind of like manna from heaven, to be honest. We've been working with them behind the scenes for quite some time to make everything be super seamless. So they understand the product. We're not just sending it to some randos, right, who fulfill beads and, t-shirts and whatever. It's not just some random fulfillment center. It's a fulfillment center with people who know and love beads as much as we do. So that is a good thing. Okay. So, and a quick question I want to answer real quick. Someone asked, or those leaving already have jobs? We let our staff know actually quite some time ago that this was happening. So, and thankfully, everybody has a staff plan, has a plan. So some people are going back to school. Some people, everybody's going to be okay. Our wonderful staff. That was the hardest part of our decision, was letting those amazing, 3 women who fulfill your orders go, right? That was a tough and hard business decision, and one that was not made lightly, but one that we talked about and sat around our table, and they understand and feel also very good about this decision, because all of us at the end of the day want to see the business succeed. So, and Cindy's asking Cara. Cara actually has been gone for quite some time. She left us actually pre-pandemic, but it feels like we're all still a family, right? Because we're all still connected. So, so don't worry. And thank you about that, Lenny, for saying that. We know how good that fulfillment staff has been to us. So yes, don't you worry. We have, we're all in a good place. Okay. Next banner. I've got another. I had to do this in slides so I could keep it's like an Academy Award speech, but I needed slides. So where were we? We were at this. Who stays the same? Okay. More things that stay the same here. You're still going to communicate directly with Drea for any customer service issues at beadshop.com. Like I said earlier, Drea's not going anywhere. She's going to still be working remotely, as she always did. And she's just behind the keyboard right there. Okay. You're still going to see me broadcast live on Wednesdays and Fridays. You're still going to get, and I showed this again, but I'm going to show you this one more time, the top-notch projects and products that you're used to. And of course, our commitment to make your experience the best will never waver. So now, what's going to change? Because there are going to be some things that are going to change. Okay. Your orders are going to ship faster. That's a great change. We're going to be utilizing up-to-date inventory systems to tighten up our inventory counts. That was something that literally since the beginning of time, since 1982 here at Bead Shop, has always been a challenge to have accurate inventory counts. And if any of you have ever been in the logistics world or an inventory world, you know what a challenge that is. We're going to have a faster turnaround for adding new products and replenishing inventory with the pandemic and with what's going on now. It's not really post pandemic, we're still in it, but it's going to give us a little bit of streamlining there. And we're also going to have more options for shipping carriers and methods. Okay, so you'll be able to choose some different ways how to get your things to you. Okay, so so you'll see those changes, right? We are and we're really fortunate to be working with this new team that we've been working with. They have been working with beads for many, many years and have these systems down. And by joining, having them do our fulfillment, it takes, I'll be very, very honest, a lot of pressure off our plates because the inventory person, you're looking at her, right? I mean, the staff, certainly the fulfillment staff on site helps. And of course, Drea, and of course, Janice, but it's all of us very small. We are artists, not logistics professionals. So it's going to free up a lot of mind space for all of us, which is frankly kind of a relief. Okay. So next, what's the next slide I have for you? Let's see. Let me get my glasses on so I can see where we are. Okay, so that was that. What's going to change? Next. So when is this happening? Okay, it's happening, you guys, even as we speak. Okay, the workings of this has been behind the scenes have been happening for a while, but now is the time we felt that we needed to start being transparent and let you guys know what the timeline is. So all orders, you guys, placed by noon Pacific time on Wednesday, the 8th of June, will ship out by Friday, the 10th of June. Then on then on Wednesday, at sometime in the afternoon, and we'll announce it in the newsletter, the site's going to go down to make some behind the scenes changes. Okay, and then it'll be back up. It'll probably be down for about an hour or whatever, and you'll see on the homepage we're down for some maintenance. Okay, then we'll be back up and we'll be accepting orders. However, those orders are not going to ship out until about the last week of June. It just depends on we have a pretty tight timeline for packing, shipping it to our fulfillment center, and having them receive it and getting it back, getting it in stock and ready to fulfill. So hopefully, and we've worked this out, that we will be up and running the last week of June for shipping. You can order anytime, just know that it's going to be, a little bit of time before that order appears at your doorstep. So what are all you all going to be doing in that time? Well, beginning on the 13th, that Monday, we're going to be preparing and packing all of our product to move to the fulfillment center. And after everything is packed and shipped, we close up the office and we start our new chapter. So what about your order status? Well, you're not going to see any changes on how you view your orders in your account, right? You're going to get an email to confirm when your order is placed and an email with a confirmation and tracking number when it ships. It's going to look the same. None of that's going to change. What about contacting customer service? Again, I just want to drive this point home. Drea is right on the other side of the keyboard. And if there's questions for me or questions for Janice, she'll get those questions to us, communicate any issues with Drea as usual. It's business as usual. Discounts, loyalty points, and other special offers, all of that's going to continue as usual. Okay? You're not going to really see any changes on the front end at all, right? So what about live broadcasts in June? You're going to be busy doing all this stuff. What's going to happen? So you guys, I'm on it. So remember how we did that not pendium when I did that, when I was off that week. Well, we're going to be revisiting the basics in June. So I'm doing a pre-recorded series that we're calling just simply Back to Basics. You're going to see one of those new videos drop each Wednesday about Back to Basics. And then we're going to replay a Free Tip Friday favorite replay each week. So they're going to drop same time, same channel, and it'll be a really good way for you to also kind of brush up on those basics. Plus, those will be we're going to do those in a playlist so you guys can find those basics, that playlist basics, fast and easy. You're like, what if I need to remember how to wire wrap, or what if I want a quick touch up on how to wire wrap a briolet or whatever? It's all going to be in there in playlists so you don't have to wade through broadcasts to find that tip or technique that you're looking for. Okay. And you guys stay tuned to our newsletter. We're going to communicate all the happenings, everything that's going on via that newsletter. And we have some upcoming surprises during the month of June to entice you while we are making that magic behind the scenes. And let me tell you, we thank you so much for your continued support of the website during our brief transition. You know, there is going to be a delay in your orders while we are transitioning. However, you will you'll get your orders a lot faster once we're done. So here's some questions. There's all kinds of questions. So I'm going to Chris will be buying the wine. No, my eyes don't look sad. I'm not sad. It's just the shadows. I'm actually super stoked, Kathy. I mean, I'm sad about how we won't have, sorry, I'm going to close this door, about how we won't have our fulfillment center, our office any longer, because it was cool, right? To have a place, you know, for our office and stuff like that, right? And a place that was cool to have my studio there. But, you know, changes happen, right? And so change is always good, right? And Chris is still here. Someone's asking, what about Chris? Chris is here. He's been working behind the scenes, right, for you guys. So don't you worry. Our family isn't, our family's not breaking up. Don't worry. So let's see. I'm gonna be here. I appreciate that. Shirley, thank you. We found a working solution to continue to be in business. We really, really appreciate all of your good thoughts. You know, the pandemic, I'll be completely transparent with Janice's blessing. The pandemic has been very difficult on businesses, small businesses of our size, not only in the beading industry, but across many industries. I have a lot of friends who are in the beading business, you know, our buddies for the Great Bead Extravaganza, right? We're all small businesses, right? I have friends who have small yarn businesses, small fabric businesses. So the way that small businesses are doing business now, it's kind of fundamentally changing. Staffing is expensive, rent is expensive. So I have a hunch that this is kind of going to be the way of the future. We're super fortunate that we're working with a fulfillment team that is as committed 100% to your satisfaction as we are. And that was a big deal for us. So, Cindy's asking, we'll still be creating monthly mixes? You bet. Mixes, kits, all of that. We'll still be doing that. That's why I have space here. I'm pointing where my studio is. That's why we still have space, right? So I'll be creating those things. They'll be getting sent to fulfillment. So don't you worry. That stuff is not going to change. We're getting our beads from the same places we always have, our trusted vendors that we've been utilizing forever and ever. They are, you know, they know where our move is happening, and so it's going to be good. I'm going to, Dawn's like, where are you going to be keeping all the samples? Well, right here. So don't worry. I will have access to every single sample or almost every single sample. So don't worry. I've got that. I'm going to give you guys a tour of what that's going to look like as soon as it's a little cleaner. It's kind of crazy. Um, let's see here. What else has? Yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, and well, yes, JP is still at the helm. Ownership has not changed, right? We are, you know, Janice is still our number one lady. I'm not going anywhere. Dria's not going anywhere. We're good. So don't worry. All right, we're good. Um, let's see. I'm looking here. And yeah, bead strands, everything will be labeled. Your order, you'll get a slip. Everything will be labeled. You're going to see nice packages. Don't worry. I think it's even going to be better the way that these orders come out. Okay. So, so yes, you guys, you guys did see this driveway buying sprees. Yes. Vendors, though I still go to see vendors, but um yes, I'll still be doing driveway buying sprees. We've always bought beads, and kind of a bead buying is always crazy. It used to be when vendors would come. Back in the day, there was a vendor group who one used to sell chain, one used to sell beads out of Rhode Island, one used to sell findings and stuff like that, and they'd rent a hotel room in San Francisco. And all of the bead stores, because bead stores were all over the Bay Area then, we'd all make appointments, right? And we'd go see them, and we'd do our ordering for like 6 months from all of those vendors. It was great. In this tiny little hot hotel room in like this, over on, I don't know, it might have been on Post or something. I remember that, right? Um, and so now we still have some vendors that travel and see us. It's not quite the same as it used to be. It used to be, we'd have our reps come through all the time. But now, um, it's times are a changing. We do a lot of things remotely, right? So I'm not going to actually divulge who it is and where it is due to privacy concerns. That's just one of the stipulations. But rest assured that we are um, really, really pleased. The website itself, nothing's changing. Our website's not changing. It's only where our inventory lives and mails out from is changing. That's the only change, really. So don't worry. Your website, everything, all of that, not changing. Your staff, us, not changing. It's where those beads are shipped out of. That's going to change. And we're, we're excited about what that holds for the future. I'm excited about the brain power it's going to free up from me. I know Janice is. I know Drea is. So we're going to keep that communication that we're going to keep the communication about what's going on. I just see here that Drea just said she's piping in to say that real life humans will still be filling your orders. That is correct. They just have fabulous technology that our tiny business doesn't have and is going to allow us to stay open. So, we're it's a relief, really, that we're going to be able to continue on and be able to continue to do what we do, right? And we still quality control every new item before it goes to fulfillment is going to come to us. It's actually going to come to me, right? Me right here, actually. And then it gets fans out. Sometimes it'll go to Janice, but it'll all fan out, right? So I will see those beads before they ever get sent to you. Okay. So hopefully that's the only impact. Andy's asking, will it impact shipping charges or pricing in any way? We hope that it may have a positive impact on shipping charges, but we'll have to see, right? Those are also um, things that we're going to have to take a look at and see. These are all components, all things that are kind of wafting around in the ether. But we will be giving you a lot more options as well. So that is a good thing. So that's it. That's us. That's what we're doing. So in a nutshell, Bead Shop, we are going fully remote. No more office in California. We're going to all work remotely from wherever we are. I'm in the Central Valley of California. Drea and Janice are on the East Coast, and Claire will still be in the Bay Area, right? So our fulfillment is moving remote. And for privacy concerns, we're not really divulging where that is, but don't worry, it's staying in the US. US workers, bead people, don't you worry about that. We're really excited. We've been knowing and working with this team for years and years, actually, as a bead in the bead biz. So we're really super confident that their commitment to customer service is 100% just like yours. So do remember that you can always contact Drea with any questions, info@beadshop.com. Those orders that you place, one of the things I did want to mention that actually may change is if you forget something in an order. Our shipping is going to be pretty fast, right? So you're going to want to, combining orders, there's that's not going to be quite as easy, but we're working on that. That perhaps we'll be able to combine multiple orders actually to be even more streamlined and easier. So yes. And Leslie's asking here, and it's a good question. Are the products being kept away? How do you know it's the same quality you will send out? We have a quality control person. Our fulfillment center has a quality control person dedicated in-house that receives our things and knows how our things should look. So we still have real people filling. They're just going to be different people, and they know exactly how it should look. So if there is anything that seems off to you guys, we want to hear about it, okay? Because we're only as good as our response to our customers, but we have 100% faith that everything will continue as usual. Quality, shipping times will be faster. You'll get happier bead shop staff because we're not worried about inventory counts, etc. So all of that stuff, all the discounts, the loyalty programs, all of that, that's not going to change. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to cheers to you with my Café du Monde mug. I could use a beignet right about now. And yes, thank you, Kim Crawford, for this kind note. I'll put this up. So happy we'll be continue on safely and happily, removing what I can only imagine has been weighing on you all heavily. Creativity will bloom even more in a physically and mentally healthy environment. Yes, 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 it will. We are, we are very, very pleased. And we wish our office staff, I wanted to really say a big, big thank you to Jordan and to Myra and to Diana for doing such an amazing job throughout the pandemic. And even up until now, we could not have done it without them. So we wish them well. And they already have plans. So we're excited for them. And of course, our Gita. She won't be going anywhere either. We appreciate it. And yes, let me put the slide back up. Dree's asking about the schedule just as a last reminder. Let me see if I can find that. And then there's another question I'll answer. So bear with me here just a second. Yes. So here's the slide about our schedule. Okay. So remember that all orders placed by noon Pacific time on Wednesday, the 8th of June, will ship out by Friday, the 10th of June. Then on that Wednesday in the afternoon, and we'll put it in the newsletter so you guys know, the website's going to go down to make some behind the scene changes. And then orders will be accepted as soon as the website goes up later that day on the 8th. But they aren't going to ship out until the last week of June. So if you have anything that's time sensitive, you guys, place that order by noon on the 8th of June, or else you're not going to see that order until the end of June. But after that, your order is going to ship out very, very rapidly. Okay? Very, very rapidly. So all of the details, these are going to be in tomorrow's newsletter as well. So you'll see that. Okay. So yeah, don't worry. Split screen guest visits, all of that. Don't you worry. It's all good. And Jane's asking about the shop cat. Jane, the shop cat's my cat. Alfred, he's laying on the couch as we speak. So don't you worry. He's good. He's all good. And I think it was Linda, you had a question about who that is above my shoulder. Is it that photo that you're wondering about? I'll tell you who that photo is. I don't know if you can tell, but it's one of my favorite actors of all time, Paul Henreid. So that's who that is. Anyway, all right. Thank you, my darlings, for listening to this announcement broadcast on behalf of myself and Janice, Andrea, and Claire, and Diana, and Myra, and Jordan, and Chris, and Alfred. I think I've got everyone. We really, really appreciate your support. You know, as I said, during these pandemic times, we could not have done it without you guys. And we still won't be able to do it without you guys. But we're very, very excited and happy about these changes that are afoot. Change is never easy for anyone, but we are resilient and excited about what the future holds. So do remember, my darlings, to follow us at beadshop.com on our Instagram. We will be posting probably some moving photos and stuff like that. So if you want to see peeks behind the scenes, that's the place to go. Then you can see us at the Bead Table on Facebook. Go join us there because we're going to be doing some fun communication during the month of June on our Facebook there as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe to us at beadshop.com on our YouTube channel. You'll see those pre-recordings of the Getting Back to Basics at Bead Shop, all dropping during that month of June. And again, thank you so much for watching. You'll find I don't really have a project and products from today's broadcast, but don't forget to sign up for our newsletter for all of the latest discounts, giveaways, and new products. I will show you, Andrea has it up if she hasn't already. I finished my bracelet. I decided not to do any picot on the edge. This is that bracelet from this Wednesday's broadcast that I did with Cynthia's amazing clasp. If some of you missed out on that clasp, I just got a notification that they shipped out today. So they'll be back on the website very soon. It has a nice front and back view of the closure. And I'm super stoked about how it came out. So you can see that as well. There'll be more details in the newsletter. So let me just go through and make sure that Bonnie, go eat a beignet for me. Yes, please, please do. We are all extremely excited. Don't worry, we are not, and thank you so much. I'm just scrolling through all of these. comments and everything. So again, we do appreciate all of your goodwill. Next Wednesday, however, it will be the June 1st broadcast. It's going to be the only live broadcast of the month. Janice is going to be in the house, right? So it's our final broadcast from our office. Janice and I, monthly mix, our 3D macrame. So we're going to have a fun blowout final broadcast from the office. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it, y'all. So I will see you live next Wednesday. Thank you again for your kind words and good wishes. And do remember, if you have any questions, stay tuned to our newsletter. We're going to update the FAQ on our website. And you can always email us at info@beadshop.com. Thanks so much, everybody. We appreciate you. See you next week.